The PNR South Long Haul project was initially hailed as a cornerstone of the Duterte administration's Build, Build, Build program. The project aimed to modernize the railway system by connecting Metro Manila to the Bicol region, drastically reducing travel times and stimulating economic growth in southern Luzon. Many Filipinos were excited about this infrastructure project, particularly those in regions that had long been underserved. However, what started as a promising solution for transportation and economic development slowly turned into a symbol of the country's struggles with infrastructure development, inefficiency, and corruption. The vision behind this project was transformative. It promised to reduce travel time between Manila and Bicol from the usual 12-14 hours to just 6 to 8 hours. This would not only provide a faster and more comfortable travel option for passengers, but would also allow farmers to transport their goods to markets in Manila, enable businesses to reach new regions, and boost tourism by making Bicol's scenic attractions more accessible. The railway was seen as a crucial component in decongesting Metro Manila, encouraging people to live in provinces without sacrificing access to the capital. Despite the grand plans, issues began to arise almost immediately. The first major roadblock was the issue of acquiring the right-of-way for the railway. Negotiating with landowners turned into a prolonged and often contentious process. Many landowners were unwilling to sell their land, while others demanded high prices, leading to significant delays and cost overruns. These issues are common in large infrastructure projects in the Philippines, where land acquisition is often a complex and politically charged process. The project was supposed to be largely financed by loans from China, but this raised concerns about the transparency and terms of the agreements. There was growing worry about whether the Philippines was taking on too much debt, with some observers pointing to other countries that had fallen into debt traps with similar Chinese-funded infrastructure projects. This lack of clarity in the loan agreements contributed to fears that the country might face long-term financial consequences, or even lose control of key assets, if it could not meet its repayment obligations. One of the most significant issues was corruption. Allegations of overpriced contracts, shady bidding processes, and politicians demanding kickbacks from contractors plagued the project. This wasn't unique to the South Long Haul. Corruption has long been a problem in Philippine infrastructure development. Contractors were often forced to pay bribes to secure contracts or receive payments, and this led to delays, higher costs, and substandard construction. The cycle of corruption slowed progress and left many projects incomplete or of poor quality. Then COVID-19 struck. Just as things were moving forward, the pandemic halted construction. The government shifted its focus and resources toward pandemic response efforts, leaving many infrastructure projects, including the South Long Haul, on hold. This was a significant blow to the project, which was already behind schedule. The pandemic exacerbated existing delays and pushed the completion of the railway even further into the future. There were also environmental and social concerns. Thousands of trees were slated to be cut down to make way for the railway, raising alarms among environmentalists. Entire communities were at risk of displacement, leading to fears that families would be uprooted from their homes with little to no compensation. The social and environmental impacts of the project became additional obstacles that needed to be addressed before construction could continue. As Duterte's term came to an end, the South Long Haul project remained incomplete. Portions of the railway were under construction, but the grand vision of a fully operational line from Manila to Bicol was still far from being realized. Critics were quick to label the project a failure, another unfulfilled promise under the Build, Build, Build program. Many Filipinos, especially those in Bicol, felt let down. After years of being promised a modern, reliable transportation system that would open up new opportunities for trade and tourism, they were left waiting once again now under the Marcos Jr. administration. The future of the South Long Haul project is uncertain. There have been talks about continuing the project, but it remains to be seen whether the new administration can overcome the challenges that plagued its predecessor. Can the government secure the necessary funding? Will they resolve the right-of-way issues? And perhaps most importantly, can they root out the corruption that has hindered so many infrastructure projects in the past? Despite the setbacks, there is still hope for the South Long Haul. Railways are essential for decongesting Metro Manila, improving transportation between regions and promoting economic growth in underserved areas. If executed properly, this project could still deliver significant benefits to millions of Filipinos. But for that to happen, there needs to be greater transparency, accountability, and a genuine commitment to public service. It's not enough to start projects with grand promises. They must be seen through to completion with the needs of the people in mind. The South Long Haul project stands as a testament to both the potential and the pitfalls of infrastructure development in the Philippines. It highlights the need for better governance, stronger institutions, and a more focused approach to national development. The next few years will be crucial in determining whether this project and others like it will finally come to fruition or remain another failed promise in a long history of unfinished business. So as we look to the future, the big question remains: will the South Long Haul project be completed, or will it remain a dream deferred, stuck in the quagmire of bureaucracy, corruption, and inefficiency? Only time and the actions of our leaders will tell. If you believe in the need for transparency and better infrastructure in the Philippines, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more discussions on the country's development projects.